The tense questioning on Capitol Hill today. President-elect Trump's nominee for Defense Secretary, former Fox host Pete Hegseth, grilled on what he has said about women in the military, about allegations of infidelity, alcohol abuse, and about financial mismanagement. How he answered these questions and where his support now stands tonight. Rachel Scott on the Hill.
Tonight, in a tense, often explosive hearing, Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth, a veteran and former Fox News host, defending his qualifications to lead the world's most powerful fighting force.
We will reestablish trust in our military, addressing the recruiting crisis, the retention crisis, and readiness crisis in our ranks.
From the outset, Democrats making their objections clear.
I do not believe that you are qualified to meet the overwhelming demands of this job.
Hegseth casting himself as the victim of false and anonymous smears, but often finding himself on the defensive, particularly concerning the role of women in the military.
In ways direct, indirect, overt, and subtle, standards have been changed inside infantry training units, Ranger School, infantry battalions, to ensure that
Give
commanders
me one example. Please give me an example. I get you're making these generalized
meet
statements.
Quotas to have a certain number of female infantry officers or infantry enlisted, and that disparages those women
Commanders
who are
do not have to
capable
be
of meeting
quotas
that
for the
standard.
infantry. Commanders do not have to have a quota for women in the infantry. That does not exist. It does not exist.
Last year, Hegseth said point blank, women should not be allowed to serve in combat. Today, he seemed to have addressed the concerns of one key Republican senator, Joni Ernst, herself a combat veteran.
As Secretary of Defense, will you support women continuing to have the opportunity to serve in combat roles?
Yes, women will have access to ground combat roles, given the standards remain high, and we'll have a review to ensure the standards have not been eroded.
But Democrat Elizabeth Warren accused Hegseth of changing his position.
This issue has always been about standards. And unfortunately, because of some of the people that have been in political power for the last 4 years, priorities other than standards, lethality, and meritocracy have driven decision-making.
I'm quoting you from the podcast. Women shouldn't be in combat at all. Where is the reference to standards? That they should be there if they can carry, if they can run. I don't see that at all, Mr. Hegseth.
Hegseth also pressed about an accusation he sexually assaulted a woman in 2017, a charge he denies, claiming the encounter was consensual. Senator Tim Kaine pointing out that at the time, Hegseth was married and had recently had a baby with another woman.
But you acknowledge that you cheated on your wife and that you cheated on the woman by whom you had just fathered a child. You have admitted that.
I will allow your words to speak for themselves.
You're not retracting that today.
Democrats challenging him on reports of excessive drinking. He has promised he would not drink alcohol if he's confirmed.
A CVA staffer stated that you passed out in the back of a party bus. Is that true or false?
Anonymous smears.
Republicans on the committee making it clear they've got Hegseth's back.
He is a decorated post-9/11 combat veteran. He will inject a new warrior ethos into the Pentagon, a spirit that can cascade from the top down.
And David, that key Republican Senator Joni Ernst announced just moments ago that she will be supporting Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary. It now appears he does have the full support of Republicans on the Armed Services Committee. We could see the full Senate take up his confirmation as early as next week, David.
All right, Rachel Scott with the late reporting for us. Thank you.